Let's experiment with bits and bytes and different numeric types in Java. A returning question I see appearing online on forums, like for instance on the discussion list of the Py4j project, is how you convert a byte value to a numeric value. This can be a bit confusing if you're used to the concept of signed and unsigned values. But we need to start with the basics, ones and zeros, bits, how you convert those to a byte value or a numeric value. Luckily in Java we have several code examples we can use for this, and that's what I want to show you in this video. In Java, just like in many other languages, you have different types of objects to hold numeric values. We're going to look into 4 of them, which is the byte, the short, the int and the long. Each of them has a different memory size, a different number of bits, ones or zeros. So for a byte it has 8 bits, a short has 16 or actually 2 bytes, an int, an integer, has 32 bits, which is 4 bytes, and a long has 64 bits, which is 8 bytes. In everyday life we calculate by tens, but in programming we also need to know hexadecimal values. So a hex goes from 0 to f, so you have 16 possible values here, and that's exactly a match with what we can do with 4 bits. So if you have 4 times 0, of course that's 0, that's the start of this table, and then we go up and we start calculating with bits and the power of 2, and then calculate either 1, 2, and this is how our bit is moving. There are several videos online on YouTube which illustrate this very nicely with a project that you can make in a weekend, which is actually a bit counter, and which really illustrates how the bit shifts in such a calculation and how you can end up with the value of that. In the code examples for this video and this blog post, you can find some example code, and one of these, the simplest one, is listing all the possible values between 0 and 15, so those 16 hex values, how they look like. So what you see here is we have a for loop from 0 to 15, and we print out some values. So first the value itself, and then we format this to a binary string. So that's the representation in ones and zeros of this value. There is some formatting involved just for readability. So there are some zeros added to the beginning to end up with this 4-length string. And then we also have the hex representation of this value. So we end up with this table. So you see how the value 0 translates to 4 0 bits, and the hex value 0x0, and the 15 is the maximum, where we have 111 and the hex f. So we have all these values in between. So this should make it pretty clear how a hex value, 4 bits, and the numeric value are converted one to the other. As I mentioned earlier, a byte has 8 bits, so it contains more data. So it can hold a higher value than 15. Is actually the maximum is 255. If we calculate all this power of 2 values up, we end up with 255. Just like before, I have the same example code, except we now go up to 255 because I already know that this is the maximum, but you will see the result. And instead of formatting the value to a 4-length string, I now ask it to make it an 8 character string. So let's run it. And you see the output. Let's go to the beginning. So here are the first values we've seen before. And then we shift to the next bit, which is actually the value 16, which is 2 to the power of 4. And then we go up and up and up, on and on, until we reach 8 bits with the value 1, which is 0ff in hex, and is 255 as a numeric value. So we have these different numeric types in Java: a byte, a short, an int, and a long, with 8, 16, 32, and 64 bits. Now let's look at what are the values of these objects if we generate them in Java. This is the example code. As you can see, each of these objects has a min value and a max value defined in the code, in the Java code. So we can just call that value and print it out. Then we get this output, and there is a strange thing here, because we just saw before that the byte goes from 0 to 255. And this shows that a byte has a minimum value of minus 128 and a max value of 127. And something similar happens with a short, an integer, and a long. They have a min and a max, which goes from a negative number to a positive number, which is contradictory to what we just saw. And we went from 0 to 255 by going from all 0 bits to all 1 bits. Now, what is the difference? To understand what's happening here, I have to explain you what the difference is between signed versus unsigned. When a value is signed, it means that the most significant bit, the one on the left, is used as a sign byte. It decides whether a value is positive or negative. So that's why a sign byte results in a value between minus 128 and 127 for a byte. An unsigned byte, all the bits are used for the numeric value and not used to make a difference between positive and negative, and that's when you end up with a value between 0 and 255. Now, Java handles all these values as signed values. That's why you end up between a negative number and a positive number. Let's again look at the code and give you an example of how this is calculated. In this piece of code, I construct a lot of bytes based on the bits, and we can do that with the integer parseInteger method, and we give it a string representation of the bits and then the value 2. So we have to calculate on the power of 2 to generate this byte value. So you see that the first 3 values have 0 at the beginning, and the last 3 have a 1 at the beginning. So as I explained you before, Java handles these values as signed values. So we expect this last 3 lines to output a negative value. And indeed we see negative values here and positive values here. So this negative value is not incorrect, it's just how Java converts this to a number. But it can be a bit confusing if you're using this, for instance, in an electronics project and you're used to calculating between 0 and 255 for a byte, and that's also what you want to see as an output in your logging, for instance. Now, there are several methods you can use to convert this signed value to an unsigned value. Let's look at some of them. In this first code example, we are going to use a mask. A mask is a value which is used in bitwise operations, as they are called, to extract or manipulate specific bits to another value. Now, by applying a mask in this format to a byte, we convert it to an unsigned integer value. Because the mask is only one hex value, 0xFF, it has only 8 bits, so it means we only get the lowest 8 bits back from that integer value. So we have this byte value, which is minus 113, which is here. We expect indeed that this byte in Java returns a signed value, so it's negative because it starts with a 1. Then we apply the mask and we get back the value 143, which is now of the type here integer. This little helper method here below tells us which type of Java object we are displaying. Applying a mask is a good way to convert a signed value to its unsigned value, and maybe you're used to applying this kind of bitwise operations if you're doing a lot of embedded programming, but for Java there are easier ways to do that. For the next code example, I'm still using the same byte value that we created before, so it has this starting 1, but I'm using now an existing method in Java, which is called Byte.toUnsignedInt, Unsigned.int, and we provide it with the byte value that we defined here. So again, we expect the same result. Indeed, we have this value 143, the same result as we had before. So it's actually applying the same mask behind the scenes, but we have a nice readable method in Java to generate this result. In case you would need a long, there is a similar method which converts a byte to an unsigned long. So again, let's execute this. And you see now we have a long with the same value 143. So depending on which calculations or manipulations of the data you want to do, you can return it to either an integer or a long. So a byte has 8 bits, a short has 16 bits, 2 bytes. So you can actually apply the same thing to a short. Again, some code to demonstrate this. So we construct a short which starts with a 1. So it will return a negative value. So you see for this 16-bit short value, we get a negative number. Now, if we apply a mask, and in this case, we need a mask of 16 bits, we get the value which is positive. So we can do this with a mask, but again, there are helper functions available to do this for us. And this is, for instance, Short.toUnsignedInt. And you see, I apply this both on this same value that we created before. And then we have a second one, which has 16 bits, which are all 1. So you see that the signed value of this is -1, and the unsigned value is 65,535. A nice use case to experiment with bits and bytes are LED segment displays. You see them like here, that's how you use them in an alarm clock, but they also exist in different forms, like with 4 of them or with 1 of them. Now, if you look closely at this one, it has 7 LEDs to form the number and an 8th one for the dot. So there are 8 true false values to define which of these LEDs have to be on or off to form a number with or without a dot. So 8 true false values, that's actually 8 bits. That's 1 byte. That means with 1 byte value, so a number ranging from 0 to 255, we can configure all the LEDs on this little display and put a number on here. That's exactly what I described in my book, where I went deeper into bits and bytes and how you convert one to the other. And it also has an electronics setup with Java code to control this LED segment and put a value on it, and at the same time show you which of these values represent what kind of number, what kind of hex value, and then the signed or the unsigned value. Below this video you can find a bunch of links, like the code that I used to demonstrate all these conversions. If you like this video, please subscribe, there is more to come. See you!